Hi. Recently, the right-wing press has run various scare stories about the Labour Party's newest activist group, Momentum, picturing it as a collection of dangerous Trotskyite communist hard-left infiltrators. True, to the extent that many a superannuated leftist has swelled the ranks, but their main interest is think tank pressure group jobs for the boys, rather than fomenting a Bolshevik revolution. It's a damning indictment of the rotten, decrepit state of politics here in the so-called UK that many formerly idealistic people associated with burgeoning grassroots movements, rather than evolve towards a genuine revolutionary politics and social struggles, have drifted into the deadly embrace of the reactionary, warmongering Labour Party. The Labour right wing, the majority of the Parliamentary Labour Party, incorrectly perceive Momentum as Jeremy Corbyn's shock troops, the vanguard of an internal coup. Nothing could be further removed from the dire reality. The most enthusiastic canvassers for Sadiq Khan in the London mayoral elections are the Momentum recruits, eager to prove their loyalty. Rather than undermining Sad Khan, Momentum are putting in the footwork, knocking on doors and distributing election literature. They are scrabbling to get any Labour Party candidate elected in the forthcoming local elections, proving that its prime loyalty, whatever the circumstances, is always the party. Not a peep from these so-called radicals about Labour councils cynically, brutally, socially cleansing staunch Labour voting areas by destroying social housing to be exclusively replaced by luxury developments to house the world's international rich. Sadiq Khan himself is hand in glove with developers who, as realistic capitalists, are aware they must hedge their bets. Momentum will never rock that particular boat, or any others. Really, as most of us know deep down, it makes little difference who's running the show, Labour or Conservatives. The results are exactly the same. This system is beyond being patched up any longer. It's just too late and too difficult for them. The whole Corbyn illusion is just that, a mirage. He'll never win the general election in 4 years' time. He won't even be leader then. As civil war rages in the Tory ranks, exactly the same simmers in the remarkably at the moment silent Labour Party. May both may they both consume themselves and each other. Momentum is a worthless entity. It merely helped hold the rotting zombie corpse of the Labour Party together. Ironically, the only political opposition at the moment to the Tory regime is the swivel-eyed Brexiters in their own party and the feudal unelected House of Lords who occasionally dismiss some Tory legislation. Momentum, meanwhile, continues only to pimp for the Labour Party. Camden Labour Council in central London has reached depths the Tories would never have dreamed of. An innovation to reduce their council waiting forever housing list by over 20,000. Not by an imaginative crash low cost building project, but by simply removing that number from the list by the stroke of a pen. Other Labour councils are bound to follow this course, plunging hundreds of thousands of working class people into a position of no future and no hope. What has Momentum got to say about this? Absolutely zero. Is it mere coincidence that the main man of Momentum is James Schneider, yet another ex-public school boy from the leafy Primrose Hill area, brought up in a £7 million house? Haven't we had enough of this never-ending garbage? We've had the so-called People's Assembly, followed by the Radical Left Assembly. Now we're being subjected to this insult of Momentum. All this to prop up the vile anti-working class Labour Party. As any anarchist or grassroots activist could tell you, we need revolution here in the UK, not this Momentum folly. Revolution is not fantasy, but an increasingly dire necessity. Momentum are merely propping up the parliamentary delusion. Giving time of day to any Labour Party faction is no solution to anything. They are and have been for the past 100 years part of the problem and should be treated as such. No platform or tolerance on the streets for the Labour Party or their jelly-jointed Praetorian Guard of momentum. Shoo them off the street should they have the brass neck to appear or speak at any housing demonstrations. Treat them as you would the Tories, for they are nothing but red Tories, the final bastion of a crumbling system. Momentum, another pseudo movement going nowhere fast. Bye.